also you need to, for you to have a sense of agency, you need to be where you're going. You need to have that place, your destination, and this is what he's been talking about. Lehlohonolo, welcome back. And we were talking about this sense of agency and a place that one needs to have, which is a destination where one needs to find himself.
As we said, with no clear definition of destination, distraction is inevitable. So I love how you said it, that when you have destination in mind, it also drives the agency. Because when you know where you are going, it also assists you in terms of preparing for where you are going. I mean, this morning, me coming to do this show, I did not bring my swimwear in the bag.
Yes.
I actually brought my notes with me.
Yes.
Because my swimwear is not relevant at this particular time. In December, yes, there was a time when I packed my swimwear going somewhere because it was relevant for that time.
Yes.
So when you know where you are going, you also involve yourself and indulge in activities or engagement that assist in terms of propelling you to get to where you are going. You cannot want headache pills and go to a bookshop, or you cannot want a book and go to a pharmaceutical.
I mean, in the same token, you're talking about sense of agency, and earlier on we touched with the time that one needs to allocate for certain things.
Yes.
And these days you've got a lot of young people who are spending most of their time, they're investing their time on social media, which is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, spending time on social, not unless you're posting stuff that is more business related, but in most cases it's more who's doing what,
yes,
who's crossing the air with which song.
Yes.
What can you say about these young people? Is it because they don't have a sense of agency of where they are going, or is it because they've got a place where they're going, but just a lot of distractions, and social media becomes part of one of them?
There's two different ways of wishing and willing commitment. These people, they might say, most of these young people, they say, I want to be this and such of a place. But there's a difference between mere wishing and then doing. If wishes were horses, everyone would be riding. Here's the thing. Commitment with your actions will actually determine whether you're serious about it or not. Most of them want to be successful, but they are not indulging in it. So it goes back to say, all of the students that go to universities claim they want to graduate, but their actions does not show that they want to graduate. Because when you know exactly, and when you've got a burning desire of where you actually want to be, there's no way you'll be distracted, as we said about it. And actually, disruption is actually caused by not taking where you are going seriously, or not even knowing at all where you are going. And going back to how you spend that time or waste that time on social media, it's not only with social media, but it's with life in general. And let me bring this to attention, that there is no one that ever worked, let's say a professor for varsity, at a varsity college, for his entire life. And when he retires, he now says, I want to be a professional athlete.
No.
There's no one that ever worked. And then when they retire, they said, I want to be a professional athlete. Because certain things demand you to start earlier.
Yes. I mean, I'm thinking about that, and I want you to weigh in on this. I've got a lot of our fathers and our grandmothers and our elders who work for 60 years, 30 years for a particular company. And when they retire, they go and open a business of selling tomatoes or potatoes. When their entire life, they've never engaged in business. So they've been working for someone for their entire life. Now that they are old and they've got a little bit of a pension fund money from the company, they wanted to start a business which they don't know anything about. And this is where they start losing a lot of money, because you're learning, and you're learning at a very late age, and where you have got sugar, diabetes, high blood pressure, and when things don't really go well, you start to lose it. What advice can you give to them? This old man who just retired and wants to venture into a business.
Paul said it best to Timothy. He said that bear your yoke while you are still youth, for there comes an age where certain things that I can do now, my dad cannot do.
Yes.
And that's the truth of the matter. So it's best to start early. But if your question is, what can I say to the ones that just actually realized when they've already retired that, you know what, I really have to start? I guess there's two sides of the story, because it's already, they are there already. If there's something that I would say, it's people like the founder of KFC, yes, they started at such an age. But if you are still at my age, which most of the people actually that are listening to this show are still around our age, it's best to start now, my friend.
Yes.
It's best to start now and have a clear vision of where you are going, because without vision, your destination is not clear. Actually,
what did you say? I'm just interrupting you. You spoke about wishes and horses and
yes,
driving, because every young person I meet these days wants to have a business. Like almost everyone I've met, I have a business idea, I have a business, but there's just really few people who take initiative to say, I have a business idea and this is what I'm doing about it.
I think the other problem is too much formalities, because right now we are confusing business with registering at CIPC. Yeah. So I think that's where we go wrong. I want to start a business, but I rush to CIPC. Yes, it's a good thing, but business, true business, it's the trade of product or service for money.
Yes.
So just start. CIPC will come, man. Just start. Engage. Because most, actually, truth of the matter is, when I address a crowd, you find that actually 70% of those people somehow went to CIPC, have companies, and they did not produce revenue. They are now shut down. Because they were just, I'm sick and tired of working for someone. They ran to SIPS, started a company, and realized, it's not as easy as it seems. So we got this vice versa. Business, the people that we see on a day-to-day basis, that we take for granted, that are selling, that's real business, trading.
Yes.
And I don't want to go, we'll have a show where I talk about small figures that we underestimate. If you times 5 times selling 200 products a day, you'll see how much it will give you. But that's a topic we'll go into another day. That's what we call business. And we take that for granted. We confuse looking nice with your laptops and smelling good and all, yes, with business. And these are two different things. So business is business.
I mean, when you register for a company and they put you in their name, the director, and that becomes like a huge title that you possess. Now you are called a director of a certain company with the zero bank balance.
Exactly. It goes into certain notes that I have on leadership, which it's another we'll talk about on another show. It says you do not have to have a position to become a leader, but you have to be a leader to make the position. So the sad thing is, we want to have positions before we call ourselves leaders, but the truth of the matter is we have to become leaders before we assume the position.
But I think it's just within human beings that wants to be praised, wants to be glorified, and you'll find one individual with a number of titles, doctor, professor, or what, and they've got a long list of titles that perhaps they manufactured, or they just wants to be called so they can feel
Jack of
more power,
master of none.
Yes,
it goes back to actually. A good friend of mine, actually, he texted me this morning about a certain business that he started. He wanted me to come on board and assist him. Then I said, you know what, as much as I appreciate and this is a good business model, but based on my plans for 2019, I am sad and that I'll have to put you on hold, because I cannot give you my full commitment, because I am committed already to other plans.
Yes.
So if your life is committed already in a clear focus, a single-minded vision, it is almost impossible to be distracted by everything that will be thrown at you, because the truth of the matter is there's so many disruptions that will be thrown at you. There's so many opportunities that are good, but if you know that this is my clear life's purpose, that's why it's important to write your clear life's mission down before you write your daily, monthly, weekly. Know your overall life mission, that this is me. This is what I want to achieve within my life. This is the vision of who I want to be. So when a good business opportunity that will give you those millions comes, but it's not aligned with this one sentence, I usually say summarize it to one sentence. When a good business comes, but it is not in the interest of your vision, you are not persuaded to it because of money. Money will always come. to a man that pursues under or his vision. So it's very much important that we have a clear vision of what exactly we want. And without a clear vision, the road, it's not easy. Actually, the speed of the motion is actually determined by the vision. Because without a clear vision of the road, you getting distracted. Actually, I experienced this 2 days ago when me and my best friend were actually going from his place to my place. And then it was raining, it was evening, around 9 o'clock. And then the wipers of the car were not working. We could not run the normal speed that we usually drive in. So which means our speed was compromised. Going back to our subject, which is agency, if you do not have a clear vision of the road, your speed gets compromised. So you become more slow.
Lehlohonolo, I'm just cutting you through there. We're going to be wrapping up this interesting discussions that we're having, and I'm learning a lot personally.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm hoping that the listeners do also. What's your closing remarks with regard to this issue of sense of agency before we go into the news?
Without any vision, there's no acceleration. High acceleration without vision leads to accident. So if there's any closing remarks, I'll say that, you know what, have a vision for your life, because without vision, people perish. Conclusion would be that if wishes were horses, everyone would be riding. So it's time to wake up and take action. It's time to wake up. The flight of destiny is taking off. You cannot afford to be joking around with everyone while it's at the cost of your future.
Thank you very much. Thank you for those profound